You would think we had already suffered enough for the curse on Oedipus. I cannot imagine any grief you and I have not gone through, and now have they told you of the new decree of our king, the Creon?
I've heard nothing. I know that 2 sisters lost 2 brothers, and a bull death in a hour. And I know the army fled in the night, but beyond this, nothing.
I thought so. And that is why I wanted you to come out here with me. There is something we must do.
Why do you speak so strange?
Listen to me. Creon buried our brother Antigone with military honors, gave him a soldier's funeral, and it was right that he should. Leonidas, who fought as bravely and died as miserably. They say that Creon has sworn, no one shall bury him, no one mourn for him. But this body must lie in the fields, a sweet treasure for carrion birds to find as they search for food. That is what they say, and our good Creon is coming here to announce it publicly, and the penalty: stoning to death in the public square. There it is. Now you can prove what you are: a true sister, or a traitor to your family.
Antigone, you are mad. What would I possibly do?
You must decide whether you will help me or not.
I don't understand you. Help me what?
I'm going to bury him. Will you come?
Bury! You just said that you love for me.
He is my brother, and he is your brother too.
But think of the danger. Think what Creon.
Oh, Creon's not enough to stand in my way.
Sister, he was died. Everyone hated him for his own search brought to life. His eyes ripped out of his own hand. Leonidas died. His mother and wife at once. She twisted the course of strangle of life. Their 2 brothers died, each killed by the other's sword. And now we are left. But Antigone, think how much more terrible this our own death will be if we should go against Creon and do what he has forbidden. We are only women. No! We cannot fight with men, Antigone. The law is strong. We must give in to the law in this and in wars. I beg the dead to forgive me. We must yield to those in authority, and I think it is dangerous business to be always met.
If that is what you think, I should not want you, even if you asked to come. You have made your choice. You can be what you want to be, but I will bury him. And if I must die, I say that this crime is holy. I shall lie down with him in death, and I shall be as dear to him as he to me. It is the dead, not the living, who make the longest demands. We die forever. You may do as you like, since apparently the laws of the gods mean nothing to you. They mean a great deal to me.
I just don't have the strength to break the laws that were made for the public good.
That must be your excuse, I suppose, but as for me, I will bury the brother I love.
I am so afraid for you.
You need not be. You have yourself to consider after all.
But no one was curious. You must tell no one. I'll give it a spread promise.
Silence! Tell everyone! They will hate you when it all comes out. They learn that you knew about it all the time.
So fiery. You should be cold with fear.
Perhaps! But I am doing only what I must.
But can you do it?
Oh,
I say that you cannot.
very well. When my strength gives out, I shall do no more.
Impossible things should not be tried at all.
Go away. I shall be hating you soon, and the dead will too, for your words are hateful. Leave me my foolish plan. I am not afraid of the danger. If it means death, it will not be the worst of deaths. Death without honor.
flying level east to west, touches with glory thieves of the seven gates.
Open, unlit eye of golden day. Oh, marching light across the eddying rush of Dursey stream.
Striking the white shields of the enemy, thrown headlong backward from the place of morning.
Leonidas, their commander, roused them with windy phrases. He, the wild eagle, screaming insults above our land.
His wings their shield of snow, his crest their martial helm.
Against our seven gates in a yawning ring, the famished spears came onward in the night. But before his jaws were sated with our blood,
Or pine riders with the garland of our towers.
He was thrown back,
and
as he turned,
great Thebes, no tender victim for his noise and power, rose like a dragon behind him, shouting roar!
God hates uttered brave, bragging tongues. And he held there, smiling there, swagger of golden helms.
The frown of his thunder blasted their first man from our walls.
We heard his shout of triumph high in the air, turned to a scream, then far out in a flaming arc, he fell with his windy torch, and the earth struck him. And others, storming in fury, no less than his, found shock of death in the dusty joy of battle.
7 captains of 7 gates yielded their clanging arms to the god that bends the battle line and breaks it.
These two only, brothers in blood,
Face to face in matchless rage,
mirroring each the other's death,
clashed in long combat.
But now, in the beautiful morning of victory,
Let thieves of the many chariots sing for joy.
hearts for dancing will take leave of war.
Our temple shall be sweet with hymns of praise.
And the long night shall echo in our force. But now, at last, our new king is coming. Creon Thebes, meekness his son.
In this auspicious dawn of his reign, what are the new complexities that shifting fate has woven for him?
what is his counsel?
Why has he summoned the old man to hear him?
Gentlemen, I have the honor to inform you that our ship of state, which recent events have threatened to destroy, has safely come to harbor at last, guided by the merciful wisdom of heaven. I have summoned you here because I know that I can depend upon you. Your loyalty to King Leonidas was absolute. You never hesitated in your duty to our late ruler Oedipus, and when Oedipus died, your loyalty was transferred to his children. Unfortunately, as you know, his 2 sons, the brother Antigone and Leonidas, have killed each other in battle, and I, as the next in blood, have succeeded to the full power of the throne. I am aware, of course, that no ruler can expect complete loyalty until he has been tested enough. Nevertheless, I say to you from the very outset that I have nothing but contempt for the kind of governor who is afraid, for whatever reason, to follow the course he knows is best for state. And as for the man who sets his pride of friendship above public welfare, I have no use for him either. I call God to witness that if I ever saw my country headed for ruin, I shall not be afraid to speak out blatantly. And I need hardly remind you that I would never take sides with an enemy of the people. No one values friendship more than I, but we must remember that friendships made at the risk of breaking our ships are no friendships at all. These are my principles, at any rate. And that is why I made the following decision concerning the sons of Oedipus. Antigone, who died like a man should die, fighting for his country, he is to be buried with full military honors, with all of the ceremonies that are used when the greatest heroes die. But Leonidas, who broke his exile to come back with fire and sword against the shrines of his father's God, whose one idea was to spill the blood of his own blood and sell his people into slavery. Polynicus, I say, is to have no burial. No man is to touch him, save the least prayer for him. He shall be laid out in the plain, unburied. And the birds and the scavenging dogs can do with him whatever they like. These are my principles, and you can see the wisdom behind it. For as long as I am king, no traitor shall be honored with the loyal man, but if he shows by word and deed that he is on the side of the saint, he shall have my respect while he lives, and my reverence when he is dead.
If that is your will, Creon, son of Menikes, then you are right to enforce it. We are yours.
That is my will. Take care that you do your part.
We are old men. Let the younger ones carry it out.
That is not what I meant. The sentries have been appointed.
Then what is it that you would have us do?
You shall give no support to whomever breaks the law.
Only a crazy man is in love with death.
And death it is, yet money talks. And the wisest of men have been often found with a few coins too many.
I'll not say that I'm out of breath from running, King, because every time that I stop to think what I have to tell you, I felt like going back. And all the time, in my head, a voice kept saying, "You fool! Don't you know that you're walking straight into trouble?" And then another voice, "Yes, but if somebody else gets to news of Creon first, then that will be even worse than that for you." So, good sense won out! I hope it was good sense. But here I am with a story that makes no sense at all. I'll tell it anyhow because, as they say, what's going to happen is going to happen.
Come, out with it. What have you to say?
I did not do it. I did not see who did it, so it wouldn't be fair for you to punish me for something that I have not done.
A comprehensive defense, perhaps, were useful if I knew its purpose. Come, out with it.
Dreadful thing. I don't know
Out with it!
Well, then, that man, Polynicus, someone out there, new dust on the slimy flesh. Someone has given him burial that way and gone.
And the man who dared do this.
I swear I do not know. You must believe me. Listen, the ground was dry. Not a sign of digging, not a wheel tripping, a vehicle, no trace of anyone. It was when they released us this morning that the corporal pointed to it, and there it was. The strangest. Look, the body just mounded over with like dust, you see. Not very clearly, but as if they covered it just enough for the ghost's peace. And then no sign of dogs or wild animals that had been there. And what a scene there was! Every man of us accusing the other. We all proved that the other men did it. We all proved that no one had done it. We were ready to take our irons in our hands, walk through fire, swear by all the gods it was not I. I swear I do not know, but it was not I. And then, when this came to nothing, someone of us said something that silenced us all and made us stare down to the ground. You had to be told the news, and someone had to do it. We threw the dice, and the bad luck fell on me. So, here I am. Not happier to be here than you are to have me. No one likes the man who brings bad news.
I have been wondering, King, but could it be that the gods have done this?
Enough! The gods Blasphemy, the gods would favor a corpse. Why? What has he done for them? Tried to loot their temples, burn their images, yes, and the whole state and its laws with it. Is it your senile opinion the gods would favor that man? A pious thought? No. No, from the very beginning there have been those whispering together, putting their heads together, stiff-necked anarchists conspiring against me in alleys. And now they drag my own dark through this thing. Find that man and bring him to me. Or your death will be the least of your problems. I will string you up alive, and there are certain ways to make sure that you meet your employer before you die. And the process may teach you a lesson you seem to have forgotten. The dearest profit is oftentimes all too dear. That depends on the source. Do you understand me? A fortune won is very often a misfortune.
King, yes,
Your very voice distresses me.
I assure you, my voice and not your conscience.
By God, he wants to analyze you.
No, it is not what I say, but what has been done that hurts you?
You talk too much.
Maybe, but I have done nothing.
Sold your soul for some silver, that's all you've done.
Oh, how dreadful it is when the good judge judges wrong.
Your figures of speech may entertain you now, but unless you bring me that man, they will be of very little profit for you in the end.
Bring me the man! There's nothing more than I want than bringing him the man. But bringing him or not, you have seen the last of me here. At any rate, I am safe.
Numberless are the world's wonders.
None more wonderful than man. The storm-gray sea yields to his prows. The huge crests bear him high.
Earth, holy and inexhaustible, is graven with shiny pearls and its smells of gone.
Year after year, the timeless labor of Salius.
The light-bone birds and beasts that cling to cover, the light fish lining their reaches of dim water, all are taken, tamed from the net of his mind.
The lion on the hill, the wild horse windy name resigned to him, and the blunt yoke has broken the sultry shoulders of the mountain bull.
Words also, and thought as rapid as air he fashions to his good use.
Statecraft is his.
And his the skill that deflects the arrows of snow, the spear of winter's rain.
From every wind, he has made himself secure.
From all but one.
In the late wind of death, he cannot stand.
Oh, clear intelligence, force beyond all measure. Oh, faith of man, working both good and evil.
When the laws are kept,
How proudly his city stands.
When the laws are broken,
What shall we see then?
Never!
Never may the anarchic man find rest at my hearth.
Never! Be it said that my thoughts
Are his thoughts. What can this mean? Surely this captive woman is the Princess Antigone. Why should she be taken?
She is the guilty one. We caught her in the very act of digging him. Where's Creon? Just coming from the house.
What has happened? Why have you come back so soon?
Oh, King! A man should never be too sure of anything. I would have sworn that you would never see me here again. Your anger frightened me so, and the things you threatened me with. But how could I have known then that I've been able to solve the case so soon? You know that probably this time I was only too glad to be here. Here, this is the woman. She is the guilty one. Take her then. Question her, judge her as you will. I am through with the whole thing and glad of it.
But this is Antigone! Why have you brought her here?
She is the guilty one, I tell you.
Is that the truth?
I saw her with my own eyes. Can I see more?
The details, come, tell me quickly.
It was like this. After those terrible threats of yours, King, we went back and brushed the dust away from the body. The flesh, the body was soft by now and stinking. So we sat on a hill windward and kept guard. No, nothing happened until the white, round sun whirled in the center of the blue sky over us. And then, suddenly, a storm of dust roared up from the earth, and the sky went out. The plane vanished with all its trees in the stinging dark. We closed our eyes and enjoyed it. The whirlwind lasted a long time, but then it passed. And then we looked. There was Antigone. I have seen a mother bird come back to a straight nest. Heard her crying bitterly, a broken moan or two for the young ones stolen. And just so, when this girl found a bare corpse and all her loves weren't wasted, she cried, wept in heaven to damn the hands that done this thing. And then she brought more dust and sprinkled wine 3 times for her brother's boast. And we ran and took her at once. She was not afraid, no. She denied nothing, not even when we charged her with what she had done. She was not afraid.
And you, Antigone, you with your head hanging, do you confess this thing?
I do. I deny nothing.
You may go. No! Tell me briefly, have you heard the proclamation that I made regarding this matter?
It was public. Could I help hearing it?
And yet you dare defy the law.
I dared. It was not God's proclamation. That final justice that rules the world below makes no such laws. Your edict, King, was strong. But all your strength is weakness itself against the immortal, unrecorded laws of God. They are not merely now. They were and shall be operative forever, beyond man, utterly. I knew I must die, even without your decree. I am only mortal. And if I must die now, before it is my time to die, surely this is no hardship. Can anyone living as I live, with evil all about me, think death less than a friend? This death of mine is of no importance. But if I had left my brother lying in death unburied, then I should have suffered. Now I do not. You laugh at me. Ah, Crayon, think me a fool if you like, but it may well be that a fool convicts me of folly.
Like father, like daughter. Both headstrong, deaf, reason. She still has not learned how to yield. She has much to learn. The inflexible heart breaks first. The toughest iron cracks first. The wildest horses bend their neck at the pull of the smallest curb. Pride in a slave. This girl is guilty of a double insolence, breaking the given law and boasting of it. Who is the man here, she or I, if I allow this crime to go unpunished? Sister's child, or more than sister's child, or closer yet, in that she and her sister win bitter death for this. Go arrest this meanie. I accuse her equally. You will find her sniveling in a house over there. Her mind is a traitor. Thoughts kept in the dark cry for light, and the garden brain shudders. But now, much worse than this is brazen boasting of bare-faced anarchy.
Crayon, what more do you want than my death?
Nothing your death gives me everything.
Then I beg you, kill me! This talking is a great weariness. Your words are distasteful to me, as I'm sure mine seem so to you. And yet they should not seem so. I should have praise and honor for what I have done. All these men here would praise me, were their lips not frozen shut with fear of you. Ah, the good fortune of kings, licensed to say and do whatever they please.
You are alone here with that opinion.
No, they are with me, but they keep their tongues in leash.
Brave people, you are guilty, they are not.
There is no guilt in reverence for the dead.
Antiochus, was he not your brother too?
My brother too.
And you insult his
The dead
memory.
man would not say that I insult him.
He would, for you honor a traitor as much as
His
he.
own brother, traitor or not, and equal in blood.
He made war to this country. Antiochus defended it.
Nevertheless, there are honors due all the dead.
Not the same for the just as for the wicked.
Oh, Crayon! Which of us is to say what the gods call the wicked?
An enemy is an enemy, even
It
dead.
is my nature to join in love, not hate.
Don't join them then! If you must have your love, go find it in hell!
Do you really intend to steal this girl from your son? But it's me. She comes. Those tears are sisterly. The cloud that shadows her eyes rain down a gentle sorrow.
You too. It's me. Snake in my ordered house, sucking my blood, stealthily. And all along I did not know that these two girls were aiming at my throat. Tell me, Ismene, do you confess your share in this crime or deny it? Answer me!
Yes. If she will let me say so, I am guilty.
No, Ismene, you have no right to say so. You would not help me, and I will not have you help me.
But now I know what you meant. And I'm here to join you, to take my share of punishment.
The dead man and the gods who rule the dead know whose act this was. Words are not friends.
You refuse me, Antigone. Why? I want to die with you. I do have a duty that I must discharge to the dead.
You shall not lessen my death by sharing it.
But what will occur for life when you're dead?
Ask Crayon. You're always hanging on his opinions.
You are laughing at me. Why?
It's a joyless laughter, isn't it?
But can I do nothing?
Yes, save yourself. I shall not envy you. There are those who will praise you. I shall have honor too.
But we are equally guilty.
No more, Ismene. You are alive, but I belong to death.
Gentlemen, I beg you to observe these two girls. One of them just lost her mind, the other one, it seems, never had a mind at all.
Grief teaches the steadiest minds to waver. King!
Yours certainly did, when you took guilt with the guilty.
But how can I go on living without her?
You are. She is already dead.
On your own son's right.
There are enough places for him to put his plow. I do not wish any wicked woman for my son.
Emma, how does your father wrong you?
I've had enough of this childish talk of marriage.
You intend to steal this girl from your son?
No, death will do that for you.
But Antigone!
You dazzle me. But enough of this, just take them away and guard them well, when they are but women. Not even brave men run when they see death approaching.
Fortunate is the man who has never tasted God's vengeance.
When once the anger is struck, the house is shaken forever. Damnation rises behind each eye like a wave breasting out of the black northeast.
The long darkness under sea pours up, and bursts, droning death upon the wind sand.
I have seen this gathering sorrow from time long past loom upon Oedipus' children. Generation from generation test the repulsive rage of the enemy god.
So lately the last flower of Oedipus' line drank the sunlight.
And now, a passionate war, and a handful of dust have closed up all its beauty.
What mortal arrogance transcends the wrath of suits?
Sleep cannot lull him.
Nor the effortless long months of the timeless gods.
But he is young forever.
In his house is the swaying day of high Olympus.
All that is and shall be, and all that has is his. No bride on earth is free of the curse of heaven.
The strange dreams of men, they bring them ghosts of joy.
But as they drowse, the wicked embers burn them.
When they walk with fixed eyes as blind men walk.
But the ancient wisdom speaks true of our own time.
Face
Face
worse
worse
no
woe, with folly is fair show. Man's little pleasure is the spring of sorrow. But here's Haman, king, the last of all your sons. Is it grief for Antigone that brings him, and the bitterness of being robbed of his bride?
We shall soon see, and no need for diviners. Son, you've heard my final proclamation regarding that girl. Have you come here with hatred in your heart, or with love and deference, whatever I do?
I am your son, father. You are my guide. You make things clear for me, and I obey you. No marriage means more to me than your continuing wisdom.
Good. That is the way to behave. Subordinate everything, my son, to your father's will. That is what a man prays for. That he should have sons attentive and dutiful in his house, each one honoring his father's friends and hating on his father's enemies. But if his sons fail him, if they turn out unprofitably, what has he father but trouble for himself and amusement for the malicious? So you are right in not losing your head over a woman. Your pleasure would soon grow cold with her, and then you'd be left with a helmet in your house and elsewhere. Let her find her husband in hell. Of all the people in the city, she's the only one who would have contempt for my law and broken it. Do you want me to show myself weak before the people, or to break my sword word? No, and I will not. The woman dies. I suppose she'll plead family ties. Well, let her. If I allow my own family to rebel, how shall I earn the world's obedience? Show me the man who can keep his family at hand, and he is fit for command. I will have no dealings with lawbreakers, critics of the government. Whenever a man is chosen to govern, he should be obeyed. Must be obeyed in all things, great and small, just and unjust. Oh, and the man who knows how to obey, and that not only knows how to give command when the time comes. You can depend upon him. No matter how fast the spear may come, he's a good soldier. He'll stick it out. Anarchy. Anarchy. Show me a greater evil. That is why the great cities stumble and the houses bring down. That is what scatters armies. No, no. are made so by discipline. And then we keep the laws and the lawmakers. And no woman shall seduce us. If we must lose, let us lose to a man at least. Is a woman stronger than we?
Unless time has roasted my wit. What you say, King, is said with both point and dignity.
Father, reason is God's crowning gift to men, and you are right to warn me against losing mine. I cannot say, I hope that I shall never want to say that you have reasoned badly. Yet, there are other people who can reason too, and their opinions might be helpful. You are not in a position to know everything that people say or do or what they feel. Your temper terrifies them. They will tell you only what you like to hear, but I, at any rate, can listen, and I've heard them muttering and whispering in the dark about this girl. They say, no woman has ever so unreasonably died so shameful a death, for such a generous act. She covered her brother's body. Is this indecent? She kept him from dogs and vultures. Is this a crime? Death! She should have all the honors that we can give her. This is the way they talk out there in the city. You must believe me. Nothing can be closer to me than your happiness. What can be closer? Must not any son value his father's fortune as his father does his? I beg you, do not be a ginger. Do not believe that you alone can be right. A man who thinks that, a man who believes that only he has the power to reason correctly, the gift to speak, to soul, a man like that, when you know him, turns out empty. It is no reason never to yield for reason. In what times you can see how some trees bend, and because they bend, even their twigs are safe, while stubborn trees are torn of roots, and all the same things happen in sailing. Your sheets fast, never slack. There you go, kind of wheels and under. There's your voyage. Forget you are angry. Let yourself relieved. I know I am done, but let me say this. The ideal condition would be, I admit, that men should be right by instinct. Since we are all too likely to go astray, the reasonable thing would be to learn from those who can teach.
You will do well to listen to him, King, if what he says is sensible. And you, Haman, must listen to your father. Both of you speak well.
You think it right for a man of my years and experience to be schooled by a boy?
It is not right if I am wrong, but if I am young and right, what does my age matter?
You think it's right to stand up for an anarchist?
Not at all. I pay no respect to criminals.
And she's not a criminal?
The city proposes to teach me how to rule.
The city proposes to teach me how to rule?
Who is it that's talking like a boy now?
My voice is the one voice giving orders in this city.
It is no city if it takes orders from one voice.
The state is king.
Yes, if the state is a desert.
This boy seems as sold out to a woman.
If you were a woman, my concern is only for you.
You're concerned in a public brawl with your father.
And why are you in a public brawl with
With
justice?
justice when all I do is within my rights.
You have no rights to trample in God's rights.
Fool! Unarrested fool taken in by a woman.
You will never see me taken in again in violence.
Every word you say is for her.
And for you, and for me, and for the cause I live here.
You will never marry her while she lives.
Then she must die. But her death will cause another.
Another? Have you lost your senses? Is this an open threat?
here. You will not die here, pig. And you will never see my face again. Go on raving, as long as you have friends to enjoy. Gone. Gone! For young man in rage is dangerous.
Let him do, or dream to do what no man can.
You have sentenced them both.
No. I will not kill the one whose hands are clean.
But Antigone?
I will carry her far away out into the wilderness and lock her living in a vault of stone. And there let her pray the gods of hell. They are her only gods. Perhaps they might show her a way to escape death. And the process may teach her, though late, that piety showed the dead is pity's vain.
Love is unconquerable, merciless Aphrodite, waster of rich men, and keeper of moonlight, across sea and through the woods, and beyond death. Even the pure immortals cannot escape it. Man trembles before your glory. Strike between father and son, the just man's consenting heart. Here you have made anger, but none has conquered but
None has conquered but
none has conquered but love.
I can no longer stand in awe of this, or see what I see. Keep back my tears. Here's Antigone, passing to that chamber where all find sleep at last.
Look upon me, friends, and pity me. Turning back at the night's edge to say goodbye to the sun that shines for me upon now sleeping, death summons me down to Ocaron, that cold shore. There is no bright song there, nor any music.
Yet not unpraised, not without a kind of honor, you walk at last to the underworld.
Untouched by sickness, broken by no sword.
What boy has ever found your way to death?
Often I've heard the story of Niobe, Tantalus' wretched daughter. How the stone clung fast about her ivy close, and they say the rain falls endlessly, and rifting soft snow, her tears are never done. I feel the loneliness of her death in mine.
But she was born of heaven, and you are a woman.
woman born.
If her death is yours, a mortal woman's, is this not for you glory in our world and in the world beyond?
Laugh at me. Oh, friends, can you not wait until I am dead? Oh, thieves, fortune, dear spring of Dirce, sacred Theban grove, be my witnesses! Deny, O king, the unjustly judged, and think a word of laws for her whose path turns under dark earth where there are no more tears.
You have passed beyond human daring and come at last to a place of stone where justice sits.
I cannot tell the shape of your brother's guilt.
You have touched it at last. That bridal bed unspeakable. Horror of son and mother mingling their crime. Infection for all our family. Oh, Oedipus. Father and brother, your marriage strikes from the grave to murder mine. I have been a stranger here in my own land all my life. The blasphemy of my birth has followed me.
Reverence is a virtue.
But strength lives in this stackless law that
Must prevail.
You have made your choice. Your death is the doing of your conscience.
And let me go. Since all your words are bitter and the very light of the sun is cold to me, lead me to my vigil, where I shall have neither loathe nor lamentation, no song but silence.
If dirges and bad lamentation could put out death, men would be singing forever. Take her away! You know your orders. Lock her in the vault and leave her alone there. And if she dies, that is her affair. Our hands are clean.
Vaulted, bride bed in eternal vault. Soon I shall be with my own again, where Persephone welcome the thin ghost underground. And I shall see my father again. And you, mother, and dearest Polyneices. Dearest indeed to me, since it was mine that washed him clean and poured the ritual wine. And my reward is death before my time. And yet, as men's hearts know, I have done no wrong. I have not sinned before God, or if I have, I shall know the truth in death. But if the guilt lies upon Creon, who judged me, then I pray, may his punishment equal my own.
Oh, passionate heart, unyielding, tormented still by the same wind.
Her God should have good cause to regret their delay.
Oh, that voice, you know reason to think voice of that.
I can give you no reason to think you are mistaken.
Oh, thieves! And you, my father's God, and ruler of thieves, you see me now. The last unhappy daughter of a line of kings, your kings, led away to death. You will remember what things I suffer and at what man's hands. Because I would not transgress the laws of heaven. Come.
Estimas vaciladas, el matiza del globo hidrodromo, y a tus títulos, a tus hidrodromos, el bota su leo, el siatus
Oh, Tiresias, what news do you have for us?
τώρα περπατάς στην κόψη του ψηλαφιού. Μάθεις θα τα ακούσεις τα σημάδια της τέχνης μου. Προσπαθόμουν λοιπόν στην παλιά έδρα του νοσκοπείου, όπου εκεί για μένα αλλάζουν όλα τα πουλιά. Ακούω άγνωστη φωνή του λαιών που έδρασαν με κακή και ακατάληπτη μανία. Ευθύς ξεκίνησαν την πειραματία σε πάμπτρετους ζωμούς. Δεν έλαβε φωτιά. Καταπλάκα οι πολλές στο αέρα πετάγουν. Και γινόταν τα κόκκαλα καθώς έστασαν από τα παιδιά του ύπους. Τέτοια μάτια από τούτο το παιδί. Πως οι μανίες χάνονται από τις βολές θυσίες. Αυτά παθαίνει πάλι από τις δικές σου γνώμες. Για τη φωνή κι όλες τις χάρες μας γέμισαν από τα κομμάτια του δύστιχου νεκρού νεκρού του ειρήνου. Τους παράξαν άδεια που δεν ακυριστεί. Αυτό οι Θεοί δεν δέχονται πια τις προσευχές και τις θυσίες μας. Δεν βάζουν καθαρές φωνές. Γιατί έφαγαν παχύ αίμα σκοτωμένου. Σκέψου τα παιδί. Είναι κοινός στους ανθρώπους όλους να κάνουν λάθη. Σαν να κάνεις λάθος. Δεν είναι πια ανταστασίρετος και απερίστητος. Εκείνος που θα πέσει στο κακό το διορθώνει. Και δεν μένει ακίνητος. Συγχρόνως είναι όμως η ανοησία. Το έργας της πέθανου. Μην το γλεντάς νεκρό. Για δύναμη να σκοτώνεις ξανά ένα πεθαμένο. Για το καλό σου σκέφτηκα και σου λέω ελληνικά. Είναι το πιο ωφέλιμα να ακούει κανένας από εκείνον που τα δέχει. Γιατί όφελος δικό του φέρνει.
That is why you choose to speak to me in Greek. Oh, it seems that prophets have made me their local province. All of my life long I've been a kind of the butt for tornadoes of thundering fortune tellers. No, dear Leonidas, if your birth, if the great eagles of God himself, to carry sinking bit by bit to heaven, I will not yield. I am not afraid of pollution. No man can defile the gods. So you do what you will. Go into business, make money, speculate in Indian gold, or the synthetic one from Sardis, get rich otherwise than by my consent to bury him. Ah, Leonidas, it is a sad thing when wise men sell out, letting out their works for hire.
Αλίμονο, το σκέφτεται άραγε κανένας άνθρωπος. Όσο το πιο μεγάλο από τα λαθά είναι η φρόνηση. Εσύ όμως από τούτη την ασθένεια δεν είσαι γεμάτος. Το κάνεις λέγοντας πως μαντεύω ψεύτικες μαντίες. Οι τύρανοι αγαπούν την οσυροκέρδεια. Το ξέρω γιατί από εμένα έσωσες αυτήν εδώ την πόλη. Μ' αναγκάσεις τώρα να σου πω αυτά που κρατώ μες στη ψυχή. Νομίζεις πια κερδοσκόπο, Αυτή είναι η γνώμη σου. Μάθε λοιπόν καλά πως δεν θα ζήσεις πολλές γρήγορες βροχές του ήλιου. Και ο ίδιος θα χιστός από τα παιδιά σου ένα πεθαμένο για αντάλλαγμα νεκρών. Τον έναν από το πάνω. Να το πονεύει. Και τη ζωή του άτιμα. Έκλεισε σε τάφο και το λαό τον κρατάς εδώ. Στερημένο τους κάτω θεούς. Τα νεκρικά δώρα. Το τιμασμένο νεκρό αυτά. Δεν σου ανήκουν. Δεν ανήκουν ούτε στους θεούς του πάνω κόσμου. Είναι η δική σου βία! Αυτό οι Έλληνες του άδικοι του Θεών. Σε οδεύουν. Λοιπόν, σε παραμονεύουν να πιαστείς σε συμφορές όμοιες με τις άλλες και κοίταμε. Δες με αν σου τα λέω πληρωμένος για την κοφανού. Δεν θα περάσει πολύς χρόνος. Άκω. Κλάματα νούμων. Γυναικών στο σπίτι σου. Και πέφτουν σε εμφύλιες μάχες. Όλες οι πόλεις που τα σπαραγμένα μέλη τους, οι σκύλοι τα τίμησαν, η θηρία, κάποια βιβλιοτού, παίρνοντας την ανώσια δοσμή στην Ακρόπολη με τους ναούς και τους μόνους. Τέτοια μέρη θα το δοξώνει, ή να ξαπάνει την καρδιά σου το θυμό μου σίγουρα. Δεν αργήσεις να πιαστείς την καρδιά σου. Έλα παιδί, πήγαινε με πια στο σπίτι, για να μάθει να τρέφει γλώσσα πιο ήσυχη. Γνώμες πιο καλές από αυτές που τώρα έχει.
old man is gone, King, but his words remain to plague us. I am old too, but I cannot remember that he was ever false.
That's true. It puzzles me. I just hard to give in, but it is worse to risk everything for stubborn pride.
Creon, take my advice.
What shall I do?
Go quickly, free Antigone from her vault, and build a tomb for the body of Polynesius.
You will help me do this?
Creon, yes. It must. Once God moves swiftly to cancel out the folly of stubborn men.
It is hard to deny the heart. But I will do it. I will not challenge destiny.
You must go on yourself. You cannot leave it to others.
I will go. Come, servants, bring axes. Come with me to the tomb. I murder her. I shall set her free. Ah, my mind misgives. The laws of the heavens are mighty, and man must follow them to the last day of his life.
Who can say that a man is still alive when his life's joy fails?
Words his sorrow.
They are dead. The living are guilty of their death.
Who is guilty? Who is dead? Speak!
Haman is dead, and the hand that killed him is his own hand.
His father's or his own?
His own, driven mad by the murder his father had done.
Odysseus, how clearly you saw it all.
This is my news. You must draw what conclusions you can from it.
But look, Eurydice, our queen. Has she overheard us?
I have heard something, friend. And I was opening the door to Pallas' shrine. I heard a voice telling of the sad news sorrow. And I turned it. There at the table, with all my maidens about me. But speak again! Whatever it is I can bear it! Grief and I are no strangers. Dearest lady, I will tell you plainly all that I have seen. Truth is always best. I went to the outer plain where Polynesius was lying. No friend to pity him, his body shredded by dogs. We made prayers in that place to Hecate and Pluto that they would be merciful. We bathed the corpse with holy water and brought fresh broken branches to burn what was left of it. When we were done, we ran to the vault where Antigone lay on the couch of stone. And in the cavern's farthest corner, we saw her lying. She had made a noose of her fine linen veil and hanged herself. Haman lay beside her, his arms about her waist, lamenting her, crying out that his father had stolen his love away from him. When Creon saw them, his eyes filled with tears, and he called to him, "What have you done, child? Speak to me. Oh, my son, I come to you on my knees." But Haman spat in his face. He said not a word, staring. And suddenly drew his sword and lunged. Creon shrank back, the blade missed, and the boy, desperate against himself, drove it half his length into his own side. And as he died, he gathered Antigone close in his arms again. And now he lies dead with the dead, and she is his at last, his bride, in the house of the dead.
That's not a word. What can this mean?
It troubles me too. That she knows what is best.
Maybe so, but I fear to speak silence.
I will see what she is doing. I would.
Bearing his own damnation in his arms.
Nothing you can say can touch me anymore. My own blind heart has brought me from darkness into light of darkness. Here you see the father murderer, the murdered son, and all of my civic wisdom. Oh, my son, so young, to die. I was the fool, not you. And you died for me.
That is the truth. You were late in learning.
And truly I the man. Surely God has crushed me underneath the hugest weight of heaven and driven me headlong a barbaric way to trample the thing I held most dear. The base that man would take to come to me.
The burden you carry in your hands is heavy, but it is not old. You will find more in your house.
What burden worse than this shall I find there?
The queen is dead.
Oh, poor tough death! Death world! Is there no pity for me? Huh?